What's up, you guys? It's your girl Ra, better known as On the Rocks in the bourbon whiskey community. And today I'm going to be reviewing the Penelope Havana. But before we get into today's review, if you guys have not yet, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click that bell for future post notifications so that way you don't miss any future posts. So, you guys, I purchased this bottle not too long ago, of course at MSRP. I paid no more than $70. I believe it was like 69 and some change. Funny story on how we actually acquired this bottle, let alone two. We got a call from one of our friends that keeps his ears to the streets about, drops or whatnot. And he was telling us how, people around the town started popping up with these bottles. So we were checking our local specs, and surprisingly, the one down the street from our house actually showed that they had it available. My wife placed the order because she was at work. At the time, my car was in the shop, so I was stuck at home. And long after she made the purchase online, the order got canceled. She calls the store up. The store is like, yeah, we don't have it available. So she's like, well, it shows here that you guys have it available. The lady, of course, snapped at her and was like, well, we don't have it. So that was that. Back to the drawing board. She finds a store that's close to her job and she's like, they have it available. So she places the order, and long after she places the order, it got canceled. So she placed it again. She literally placed this order online like 3 different times, to the point where eventually the store clerk called my phone because she put my number since she was at work. And he's like, hey, we have the bottles available, but unfortunately, we're kind of treating these like they're allocated bottles, even though they're not. And we're not holding any bottles. So you would have to come in. It's first come, first serve. So at that point, I'm like pissed because I'm like, what's the point again of why would you put it online for purchase for the public if you guys are not treating it? I don't know. It just didn't make sense to me. So, of course, there's nothing we could do about it. The wife, she's kind of pissed off about it because she's at work and she can't leave. I don't have a car to go get it. And the guy is acting sketchy about how many bottles he has left and all that. So she ends up going after work, and instead of picking me up, she goes straight there and got her bottle. Now, other people that were actually buying these bottles from different specs, there was no limit on how many you could buy. So there were 2 bottles left, and she's like, hey, I'd like to get both of them. And he's like, no, unfortunately, you can only get one. And so she's like, well, the person's on the phone right now. I can't pick it up for her. And some lady's like, no, unfortunately, she's not here, so we can't sell you the bottle. So I'm like, well, find somebody outside that, you can maybe just give the money to and they can run in and get it for you. They'll never know. But surprisingly, this store was out the way. It was literally like a ghost town, and there was nobody around that she could ask. So she ended up getting the one bottle, and we were kind of going back and forth like, hey, should you come and get me? Do you think it would still be there? Because like I said, there was only 2 bottles left. Long story short, we ended up taking the risk. She picks me up and the bottle is still there. So I got the bottle, as you can see. Yay, go me. So let's go ahead and get into the review. So upon looking at it, it looks like it has a nice light honey color. It does not have any legs, so that tells me there's no viscosity, but that's fine. We'll judge it when we taste it. So let's go ahead and give it a sniff. On the nose, it is extremely sweet, like very, very sweet. I got no ethanol. There's no burn whatsoever. I'm not complaining. But you guys, this is an extremely sweet nose on this. I'm getting maple syrup. It definitely has that maple coming through. It's so sweet. It's almost like molasses. You get like faint rum. You're not getting hit with tons of rum, but you can kind of smell it. Since it is finished in, Caribbean rum cask and maple syrup. The maple is for sure coming through. Oh, and I forgot to mention it's 93 proof. But yeah, that's really sweet. It literally smells like candy. Let's go ahead and get into the palate. Whoa. That is really, really sweet. Like very, very sweet. You definitely get that sugar, confection sugar. Um, I'm getting that maple syrup. Definitely tastes like molasses. It tastes like it belongs on a pancake or a waffle. It's very pastry-like. You get some vanilla. You get some cinnamon, honey. I'm not getting any burn or ethanol at all. It is just very sweet. It almost tastes like a cocktail, you guys, like a sweet cocktail. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like a light old fashioned. But what I do appreciate about that is the fact that, like, when I go out to bars, there's not very many bars, in my opinion, that I feel like can make a really good old fashioned. I'm not a fan of the overly thick, syrupy, sweet old fashions. I just like a very straightforward, perfect amount of bitters, a sugar cube. I'm not big, I guess, on the syrups or, bars that use syrups. I don't like that. I just like a good classic old fashioned. I will say that this one can't be compared to those overly thick, syrupy, sweet old fashions that I get typically when I'm out at a bar that I end up sending back to the bartender. And I know they get pissed off, but I'm sorry, drinks are not cheap these days. But, as far as this goes, like pouring this in a glass and drinking it just straight up neat, I'm not too mad at it. As far as the rum on the palate, I'm not a big rum drinker, so it's not very present for me. I guess I can faintly taste it. My wife, however, when we did taste it initially, she said that she could taste the rum. She's a big rum drinker, and this is what, prompted us to want this bottle in the first place. But she really enjoys this pour. Me personally, I think I like the Rio a little bit better. If I can remember, the Rio is a little higher in proof, and that is what I tend to go for. Pours that are a little higher in proof. Not so sweet. I really like a punch with my pours. I'm not mad at it though. The finish is long, but it's not like the typical long where, it's like long as in heat and you getting that like a spicy, peppery, finish. It's more so long as in that sweetness, the sweetness of the pour, it lingers in your mouth. Like it's at the back of your tongue. It really sits on the palate when it comes to that sweetness. It really coats the mouth with sugar kind of taste. Don't mind my dog, she's coughing. But yeah, I mean, for me, I'm not mad at it. Is it my favorite? No. But I'm not complaining. I feel like, again, this is one of those pours that is, bottles that's good to have, that you can pour up for company. It's a good conversation piece. For someone that's just starting out on their bourbon whiskey journey, I think that this is perfect because it's a good introduction to, it would be a good introduction. It's just how I feel. The fact that I'm not really a sweet eater, I don't eat a lot of pastries. I typically go for food and like savory flavors. I probably wouldn't reach for it often, so this will probably be, more so my wife's thing. And I could see it in a cocktail, honestly. It'll probably make a really, really good cocktail, again, for someone that typically doesn't drink bourbon or whiskey. So in my opinion, is it worth the hunt? I guess it depends on what you're into. If you want something different, unique, and again, something to share and converse over, I would say go for it. I personally wouldn't pay anything over MSRP. That's just me because again, I don't typically like sweets. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you guys check it out, let me know what you think in the comments. If you guys were able to get a bottle, if you were able to get it at MSRP, what you think, leave your comments below. Let's talk about it. Before you get out of here, make sure you like, share, subscribe, share the video, click the bell for future post notifications. I will be posting more reviews. If you guys are not following me on Instagram yet, be sure to do that. I post some really funny things over there, and here and there I'll post like different things, my favorite pours, just different things there. I always try to keep things different on each platform. My Instagram is On The Rocks. I'll put it across the screen. It's ONTHERAHHX. I have a TikTok, which I'm trying to utilize a little bit more. That is raw money _ I'll also put that across the screen, and I'll be sure to put the links in the description box below, so you guys can just click the link and it'll take you directly to the pages. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and thank you for watching. Cheers, and until next time.